So I'm doing a mix of videos here on this channel, from book clubs to travel content to a little bit of product reviews. And recently I've been living with the Spyderco Paramilitary 3 for probably right around 2, maybe 3 months at this point. I've had it on hand for the entirety of that time, and as something that I had avoided purchasing for a year or two because I just didn't think I could justify the expense. It's about $120 to $150 knife, and for a pocket knife, that seemed like a hefty price to pay. I figured I'd do a video talking about my first experience owning, a legitimate little pocket blade, and my overall impressions and experience with the Paramilitary 3, so that if you're interested in getting one, this has been resolutely called one of the best EDC or best everyday carry blades on the market. It's one of the reasons why I picked up one myself. And I figured I'd do a conversation talking about my thoughts on this and letting you know that if you're looking for a everyday carry blade, I think this one is absolutely fantastic. The Paramilitary 3 is going to be, I believe, just under a 3-inch blade. It is folding, so you can open it with one hand with the little swivel bevel there. Nice, easy. It has a great grip, allowing you to jut your thumb up to the top if you need to, but also just hold on to the bottom and close up with security points or safety points where you can place your fingers to keep anything from being in the line of danger. Has a simple little grasp close measurement back there, so it is a locking blade, but if you squeeze on the back of it, it'll close nice and simply. So instead of the internal pressure one, it has one just on the outside there. It also has a pocket clip. That's probably going to be one of my biggest criticisms. We'll get to that in just a bit. And as far as maintaining its sharpness or keeping it sharp, until I did my best to cut a rubber wire that had metal throughout the center of it, this blade stayed very, very sharp throughout the duration of the last 3 months or so, opening and using it nearly every single day. And I'm currently resharpening or reprofiling the blade because like I said, I dulled the heck out of it trying to cut through something that I didn't know contained a metal wire. So why should you look at getting a pocket knife? I, for a long time, just always used my keys or a kitchen knife and never really thought that I would have an everyday carry blade just always stuck into my pants. And now I feel a little weird if I'm traveling without it. Well, here's the thing. You don't realize how much stuff you need a blade for from your day-to-day. Letter opening, box opening, getting into a package, slicing fruits and vegetables or meats, being able to hand someone a blade in case they need to do some quick repair work, cutting a seam off of your shirt, trimming your beard if the blade is sharp enough for you to do so. And this has been handy for all of that. It has been incredibly handy just to have something reliable, something that I can open with one hand, I can manage, it's comfortable to use, and instead of seeing a string and pulling on it or tucking it away or thinking to myself or ripping the box open with my bare hands, this has made every day, every interaction that I have where a blade would come in handy, this has been available, and this has always successfully worked and maintained. Now, why would you want a high quality, more expensive blade than another? You could carry around a little pocket blade or a little razor blade or something like that, and it would probably do the job. Well, there's a few things. There's ease of use, quality of life, which this blade is hands down amazing. It feels comfortable in the hand. It is balanced well. It allows you to cut and slice. It keeps its edge very, very well. And so you're not always worried about a dull blade or sharpening. In fact, a dull blade is oftentimes more dangerous than a nice sharp blade if you're using it correctly. So the usability of this is a good blade profile. It is legal to carry in most locations, and it really gives you a ton of versatility. I mean, this is enough to really cut into a box or slice cardboard in half or open something up like those plastic containers you're always struggling with, while at the same time being tight and delicate enough that I can go in and trim something, or I could, mess with a fingernail and just get that little bit off that was bugging me without ripping everything. This is a really, really lovely tool to have on hand. Along with that, some of the reasons why you'd purchase something a little bit more expensive, not only is the durability, the comfort, and just the utilization of it going to be better, it's going to keep that edge longer. This one also is fully manageable by your hand. And so not a lot of blades allow you to, and I've sat for a long time just doing this, getting used to opening and closing, but that alone makes something like a Paramilitary 3 such a nice user experience. And you have to get used to it and know exactly how to use it, but I can pull this out of my pocket while I'm holding something up, pop it open, and slice through it. And then I can close it up or set it down on a table without having to worry about dropping or using both my hands, instead of the manual open that you'd have for most, pocket knives in this style. Now, the one biggest complaint that I'd have about the Spyderco Paramilitary 3 will be the pocket clip. It is a decent pocket clip. It keeps the blade attached, but I do find that it rests higher than I would like. When I have it just stuck in my pocket, it rests higher than my hand would like. When I'm searching for other things that are in the pocket, it stays just above. I can sort of show you here. That keeps this profile a little bit higher than I would prefer. So when I'm going into my pocket, it's sort of rubbing up against my hand there, and the odds of it catching and slipping off are going to be higher. I have ordered a deep carry pocket clip to really tuck it inside to get this head slightly below the bevel of my jeans. That way it's not only a little bit more discreet, a little bit more hidden, but it also is a little bit more secure. I'm not worried about it potentially catching on something and slipping out of my pocket, and it won't be bugging me every time I have to reach into my pocket and get in the way. I don't think you need to replace the pocket clip, but I would say if I had one complaint of this blade so far, it would absolutely be that pocket clip right there. Overall, when I first got the blade, I thought the texture was really strange and odd. After a day or so of holding it and getting used to it and maybe wearing away a little bit, it's got this almost sandpaper-like bevel texture. I really do find that it's very comfortable, it's balanced well, and that texture feels good. It keeps your grip, it gives you a lot of control over this item. One other note or thing that I've noticed has been over time, opening and closing like I do have one of the screws that is starting to come a little bit more profiled, which to me means that it's becoming a little bit looser. So I am going to go ahead and get a tool to fix and tighten that up just so I don't have anything fall out. Now, it's not to the point at all where it's running the risk of coming out, but I could see after a year or so of using the blade, of constantly doing these open and close motions that I do, which probably aren't necessarily the best for it, I could see that profile popping out. But yeah, overall, the Spyderco Paramilitary 3, this is a blade that I thought and I was skeptical that I should purchase. So I ended up asking for it for Christmas. My parents got it for me, and I have been very, very grateful to have something like this on hand. It has definitely changed my opinion around pocket knives. It has changed my opinion around the utilization and how convenient blades can be. And I am probably not going to go without a knife in the future. That's my sense of it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like these conversational videos talking about little items and gear and things that I use from the day-to-day. With that, I'm going to go on a road trip down to Tennessee to be a photographer for a little while, and the next time you see me, maybe I'll be in an outdoor location instead of sitting here in front of the camera. Thanks for being here. Really looking forward to having these conversations. What everyday carry items do you use that really improve your day-to-day experience?